Hello everyone, welcome to this complete DevOps Full Course. If you are a beginner, job seeker, trying to switch into DevOps, or preparing for interviews, this video is going to help you a lot. Quick intro. I have a 6 years of experience into IT industry, and in my early career I followed many of this same concept to grow in tech and eventually crack companies like EY. So whatever I'm teaching here is not just theory, it's practical and interview useful. And best part is we will start from zero and go till production ready engineer level. So stay till the end because your DevOps roadmap is waiting for you. Before starting, let me show what you will learn in this course. We will cover Linux and AWS basics, Git and GitHub, Maven build tool, Jenkins CI/CD, Docker containers, DevOps mindset and real company workflow. Means after this course you will understand how companies actually build, test, deploy and run software. And if you are preparing for interviews, trust me, these are the exact tools companies ask for. So don't skip any section. Now let's understand what is the most important question. What exactly is DevOps? Many people think DevOps means only Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes. It's all wrong. DevOps is first a culture, then tools come later. If you understand this slide deeply, half of your interview answers become strong. Let's see. Earlier in companies, two teams worked separately. Developers write code, operation teams deployed and manage server, and both teams blame each other. Developers said it works on my machine, operations said it crashes in production. Because of this, we face slow releases, more bugs, downtime, poor communication. Then came DevOps. DevOps means development and operations working together with one common goal. Think like a restaurant. Chef cooks food, waiter serves customer. If they don't coordinate, customer suffers. Same in IT. If somebody asks what is DevOps, answer like this. DevOps is a culture and set of practices that improves collaboration between development and operations teams to deliver software faster with reliability. Boom! It's a strong answer. Now before DevOps, first understand what is SDLC. SDLC means Software Development Life Cycle. It is the step-by-step process used to build any software. Every company follows SDLC. The steps are planning, analysis, design, development, testing, and deployment and maintenance. Whether it's Instagram, Amazon, banking application, everyone follows this step. Difference only comes in which model they use. There are multiple SDLC models in companies. Main ones are waterfall, agile, V model, and spiral model. But in today's world, the most common model is agile because modern businesses changes faster. Customers want features quickly. Companies cannot wait 1 year for release. That's why agile plus DevOps became powerful combination. And in interviews, they often ask which SDLC model is used in your company. Safe answer for modern IT companies are agile methodology with sprint based delivery. So now let's understand what is waterfall model. This is old traditional model. Flow is linear, requirement, design, development, testing, deployment and maintenance. Means one phase completes fully, the next starts. It also look good on paper, but real projects fail badly. Why? Because business requirements change and waterfall model hates change. If client asks new feature in middle, everything breaks. That's why waterfall is rarely used today except some government or fixed requirement project. So as the interview point of view, waterfall model is suitable when requirements are very clear and stable. Now why did waterfall model fail? Simple reason. No flexibility, late testing, customer sees product at end, high risk if requirements wrong, and slow deliveries. Imagine building full house and client says, I want 3 rooms, not 2. Disaster. Same in software. That's why companies moved to agile, and this shift created demand for DevOps engineer because fast releases needs automation. Now comes agile, a game changer. Agile breaks project into small sprint, usually 1 week, 2 week, or 4 weeks. In each point, plan, develop, test, review, and deploy, then repeat. These are the benefits. Faster releases, continuous feedback, easy change, better quality, happier customer. This is why your apps updates every week. Netflix, Amazon, Google all uses agile style fast delivery. If asked what is sprint? Sprint is a fixed time box interaction in agile where team delivers working feature. So whenever interviewer asks, this is my tip, what is script? Script is a fixed time box iteration in agile where teams deliver working features. Now important question is, if agile is good, then why do projects still get delayed? Because of these real issues. Manual processing, teams not communicating, late bug detection, changing requirement, there is no automation, environment mismatch. Most famous line in IT, works on my machine, but production fails. This exact pain is what DevOps solved using CI/CD pipeline, automation, monitoring, collaboration, infrastructure as code. And that is why DevOps salaries are high. Because companies pay for people to remove delays. Stay with me. Next part gets practical with teams, real world DevOps, Linux, and AWS. Now, let's understand real company structure. Traditionally, two separate teams existed, development team and operation teams. Development teams write application code, build feature, fix bugs, push code to repository, and operation teams deploy apps to server, monitor systems, maintain uptime, handle incidents. Earlier, both teams worked separately. Now, in DevOps model, we have a shared ownership, have shared responsibility, faster development, faster deployment, better communication, meaning you build it and you run it. Here is my interview tip. If asked, how does DevOps improve collaboration? Say, DevOps breaks silos between devs and ops teams through shared ownership, automation, and continuous feedback. Repeat with me. DevOps breaks silos between dev and ops teams through shared ownership, automation, and continuous feedback. Now let's talk numbers. Why do companies love DevOps so much? Because results are massive. Most frequent deployment, faster recovery from failure, lower change failure rate, less time wasted on manual work. What companies gain? Speed, reliability, collaboration, cost savings. That's why top companies like Netflix, Amazon, Google releases changes constantly. Without DevOps, they cannot scale, and this is why DevOps engineers are highly valuable in market. Now we move from theory to practical work. Every DevOps engineer must know two foundations. First is Linux, and next is cloud. You can know different types of cloud like AWS, GCP, or Azure. Because most servers in companies run Linux and most modern infrastructure runs in cloud. If Git is your notebook, Linux is your workplace. If Jenkins is your worker, AWS is your office building. So let's start cloud journey. AWS means Amazon Web Services. It is one of the world's biggest cloud platforms. To practice DevOps, creating AWS account is one of best steps. What are the basic process? Go to AWS website, create an account, add email, do payment verification, choose free tier, and log into AWS console. And here is the good news. AWS free tier gives enough resources to learn basics. So, what is our interview tip now? If asked, why AWS? AWS provides scalable on-demand cloud services like compute, storage, networking, and security. Very strong beginner answer. Now, meet one of the most important AWS services, EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. In simple language, EC2 is a virtual computer in cloud. EC2 is a virtual computer in cloud. Instead of buying laptop server physically, AWS gives rented server online. What are the use cases? Host websites, install Jenkins, run Docker, practice Linux, testing environment. So popular types are T2 micro, which is free tier practice, T3 medium, which is a journal workload, and here is the interview tip. If asked, what is EC2? Say, EC2 is a scalable virtual service in AWS used to run applications in cloud. Say with me. EC2 is a scalable virtual server service in AWS used to run applications in cloud. Now imagine this is a real company. Need new servers. Earlier it took days. Now with AWS EC2 minutes. Basic steps. Open EC2 dashboard. Launch instances. Use server name. Choose OS like Ubuntu, Amazon Linux. Select T2.micro. Create key pair. Allow SSH port 22 and launch the instance. Done. That's it. You now know and own Linux server in cloud. This is where DevOps tools like Jenkins, Docker, Ansible are installed. It is very important to know. Never share your .pem key file. It is never server password. Okay, so never share your .pem key file. It is like a server password. Now welcome to Real DevOps Life, our terminal. Many DevOps beginners fear command line, but trust me, once learned, it becomes superpower. Most important commands are pwd to check the current location, ls-la list files, cd to move folders, mkdir to create folder, rm-rf to delete carefully, cp to copy, mv to move or remove. And there are some of the important system commands as well. Top for checking the processes, df-h for disk users, free-m for memory users, ps aux for running processes. Here is the interview tip. They may ask, what Linux commands do you use daily? Mention ls, cd, grep, cat, chmod, top, df, free, ps, system stl, strong practical answer. Now, how do we install software in Linux? Not by downloading .exe. We use package managers. For Ubuntu, we use apt. For Amazon Linux, we use CentOS, yum. For like example, sudo apt install git or sudo yum install git. Meaning, one command installs software with dependencies. This is clean, fast, scriptable, and DevOps loves automation. So here is an interview tip. Difference between apt and yum. Answer: both are package managers. APT is common in Debian or Ubuntu. Yum is common in CentOS, Amazon, Linux. Now, another classic tools, VI or VIM editor. Every Linux server has it. When no GUI exists, this editor saves your life. So, the basics commands are VI file name to open a file, I to go into the insert mode, ESC escape for the normal mode, $WQ to save and quit the file, $Q exclamatory mark is to quit without save. Many production engineers edit configs using Vim daily. Example, Jenkins config, nginx configs, cron job, script, and the interview tip for today for this concept is at first VM feels difficult. After some practices, it becomes fast and powerful. Now we enter one of the most important topic in DevOps hiring, Git and GitHub. If you don't know Git, interviews become difficult because every company uses version control. Git helps to track changes, team collaboration, restore old code, branching, CI/CD integration. GitHub helps host code online and recruiters also check GitHub profiles. So next part is going to be extremely valuable. If you are enjoying till now, stay because Git interview questions are coming next. Now, if you use Windows laptop, you may ask, how do I run Git commands like Linux users? So answer is Git Bash. Git Bash gives Windows user a Linux-like terminal experience. You can run commands like ls, cd, git, status, git clone. So whether you are on Windows, Linux or Mac, Git over workflows stays almost same. That's why many beginners start with Git Bash. So today's tip is for interviews, focus more on Git concept than operating system. Before using Git, first tell Git who you are. So here are the commands. Git config --- global user.name, enter your user for configuring global configuration. Then you configure your email ID using git config --- global user.email and your email ID. Why this is important? Because every commit stores your name and your email. This creates proper history and ownership. Then check settings like git config -list. So you will be able to do the configuration list. So interview tip is what is -global? It applies configuration for all repositories on that machine. This is one of the most asked beginner Git concept. Every file in Git stays in one of the three states: modified or untracked, staged or committed. What is modified or untracked? Here file changed but Git hasn't prepared it yet. Stage is ready to commit. So command is git add file.txt. And what is committed? Changes permanently saved in Git history. So what is the command? Git commit -m message. So here is the flow. Edit, add, commit. Interview tip. If you explain this clearly, interviewer knows you actually used Git. Now real life daily commands. Git init, create repo. For Git status, check the changes. Git add dot stage all changes. Git commit -m added login feature. Save snapshot and git log see history. These commands are used daily in jobs. Best practice: commit small meaningful changes, not gain confusing commit. Bad commit: final latest update done. Good commit is Add Jenkins pipeline for build automation. Now powerful Git feature. Branching. Branch means separate line of work. Main branch stays stable. Feature branch is used for new work. Example, main or feature branch. Why companies love branching? For saving the deployment, parallel work, team collaboration, easy roles, easy rollbacks. And here are some commands. Git branch and git checkout happen be feature login. Here is the interview tip. Never say developers work directly on main branch. Best practice is use feature branch, pull request, review and merge. Now pro level commands interviewer may ask. Merge. Merge is to combine branches. Git merge feature login. What is rebase? Rebase is cleaner history. We use for it git rebase main. What is stash? It's a temporary save changes. Git stash. Git stash pop. What is revert? Safely undo commit. Git revert hash. Cherry pick. Copy one commit to another branch. Interview tip is if pressure, don't fake mastery. Say, I have used merge regularly and have theoretical understanding of rebase, stash, cherry pick. Smart, honest answer. Now Git is a tool. GitHub is a platform. GitHub stores repository online. It also gives pull request, code review, issue tracking, CI/CD integration, and team collaboration. Here are some basic commands. Git clone and paste your URL, git push origin main, and git pull origin main. Here is a career tip. GitHub is your public portfolio. If recruiter sees active project, it increases trust. Even small automation projects help. Now next tool is Maven. Very important in Java based DevOps environment. Many companies run Java applications and Maven helps build them automatically. Without Maven, manual dependency is a headache. With Maven, one file controls everything. Let's understand. Maven is a build automation tool. It helps with downloads, libraries, compile codes, run tests, package app into jar or var, standard project structure. Think like this. For Java, Maven is like npm for Node.js. Your dependency defined once. Maven handles the rest. So common commands are mv and clean package. This builds project package. Interview tip. What is Maven? Maven is a Java build and dependency management tool used to automate, compile, test, and packaging processes. Now, heart of Maven, pom.xml. This file contains group ID, artifact ID, version, dependency. It tells Maven everything. Lifecycle phases. It's validate, compile, test, package, install, and deploy. Meaning, one command can trigger full build pipeline. This is why Jenkins often runs Maven command automatically. Because developer pushes code, Jenkins triggers and Maven build apps. Boom! Real CI/CD starts here. Now we are entering one of the most demanded topic in DevOps hiring, Jenkins plus CI/CD. If you check most DevOps job description, you will see Jenkins, CI/CD pipelines, automation, build and deploy process. Because companies don't want manual deployments anymore, they want push code, test automatically, build automatically, and deploy automatically. This entire magic starts with Jenkins. So pay attention here. This section can directly help in interviews. What is Jenkins? Jenkins is an open source automation server. Simple meaning it automates repetitive software delivery tasks Instead of person manually doing build code, run test, create package and deploy package, Jenkins does it automatically. Now understand CI/CD. CI is continuous integration which helps whenever developer pushes a code, build and test runs automatically. What is continuous delivery? Code is always ready for release. And what is continuous deployment? Code gives live automatically after passing checks. So whenever a code goes live automatically after passing checks, it is continuous deployment. Interview tip. If asked, what is Jenkins? Say, Jenkins is an open source automation tool used to implement CI/CD pipeline for build, test, and deployment automation. Now, why Jenkins become famous? Because of powerful features. Plugins. There are different types of plugins. Git, Docker, Maven, Slack, AWS. Pipeline as code using Jenkins file. Auto trigger on Git push. Email notification. Role-based access. Multi-branch pipelines and approval gates for production. Real company example is developer pushes code, Jenkins detects change and start pipeline. No need to tell engineer manually. Here is the interview tip. What is Jenkins files? Jenkins file is a text file that defines CI/CD pipeline stages as code. Very valuable answer. Now, next superstar tool is Docker. If Jenkins automates delivery, Docker standardizes application. Before Docker, many projects fail because it works on my machine but on server. Never works. It always crashes. Docker solved this industry pain, and because of that, Docker became one of the biggest DevOps tools worldwide. Let's understand simply. Docker packages your application with everything it needs: code, library, runtime, dependency. This package is called a container. That container run same way on developers, laptop, testing servers, production cloud, so no surprises. Differences from virtual machines. Containers are faster, lightweight, use less memory, start in seconds. Virtual machines are heavier because they include full operating systems. Interview. What problem does Docker solve? Docker solves environment consistency issues by packaging applications and dependencies into portable containers. Now, understand four terms. What is image? Image is a blueprint or template. Containers, running instances of images. Registry, where images are stored. Example, Docker Hub. Important commands are Docker pull, Docker run, Docker ps, Docker stop, and Docker logs. For viewing Docker, use Docker logs. Interview tip: image equals to template, container equals to running object. This question is common. Now, what if you want your own application container? Use Dockerfile. It contains instructions like from, copy, run, command, meaning from base image, which base image, what files to copy, what commands run, what starts the application. Then build your own image. So, how to create a multi-container application? Use Docker Compose. App plus database plus Redis. One file starts everything. Here are the commands: Docker Compose up -d, Docker Compose down. Real use cases here. Your website plus MySQL database can run together in minutes. So this is because of Docker Compose. Now after creating image, where to store it? Where to store it? Use registry. Example, Docker Hub, AWS ECR, JFrog or Nexus. Commands are docker login, docker push my app, docker pull my app. Now for multiple servers, orchestration is needed. Docker Swarm helps manage many containers. Features are load balancing, scaling replicas, rolling updates, auto restart failed containers. So, important is today many companies are Kubernetes, but Swarm is good for basics. Now let's connect all together. Linux plus AWS equals to servers and cloud. Git plus GitHub equals to source code management. Maven equals to build Java application. Jenkins is equals to CI/CD automation. Docker is equals to containerized application. Swarm or Kubernetes equals to scale in production. This is what companies expect from DevOps engineer, not mastering in all tools at once, but understanding how tools connect. This is interview goal. If asked, explain DevOps pipeline, use this flow. Now imagine real company workflow. Developers writes a code, pushes to GitHub branch, pull request created, Jenkins start pipeline, Maven builds project, test runs automatically, Docker image created, image push to registry, deploy to staging, QA testing, approvals, deployment, monitoring starts. All this can happen in minutes. This is the power of DevOps, and this is why companies hire DevOps engineers with high salaries. Now, the biggest question most viewers have: how long does it take to become a DevOps engineer? Let me give you a practical roadmap. 11 months. Beginners, which will take 0 to 3 months. Here you will learn Linux basics, Git basics, AWS fundamentals, command line. Level 2 is a foundation, which will take 3 to 6 months, where you will learn Maven, Jenkins CI/CD, Docker basics, Bash or Python scripting. Level 3 is intermediate, which will take 6 to 12 months. Here you will learn Kubernetes, Terraform, monitoring tools, Prometheus, or Grafana. Level 4 is advanced, 12 to 18 months. Here you will learn DevSecOps, cloud certifications, GitOps, scalable architecture. Level 5 is expert, platform engineering, SRE practices, architecture, leadership. Most important truth: you do not need level 5 to get a job. For many companies, level 2 or level 3 is enough. So don't get overwhelmed. If this course helped you even a little, then support the channel. Like this video, comment your question below, subscribe for more DevOps content. Upcoming powerful topics are Kubernetes Full Course, Terraform, Ansible, AWS Advanced, Real DevOps Practices, interview preparation. And remember, your DevOps journey does start with job offer. Okay, your DevOps journey doesn't start with job offer. It starts with one command. Today, you already took that first step. So, to every beginner watching this, maybe today you feel confused. Maybe today looks difficult. Maybe you think others are ahead. But trust me, every DevOps engineer once started exactly where you are now. One Linux command, one Git push, one Jenkins Docker build, one Docker container. That's how careers are built. Also started small, learned consistently, and it helped me grow in IT and crack companies like EY. So your future can absolutely change too. Stay consistent, keep learning, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.